Hey everyone, it's another episode of the Equip Show with Jessica Marino. Today I have a very special guest. I have Mark Kicker from Dad's Appreciating Down Syndrome. How are you today?
Doing great, thank you.
Yes, thank you for being here. I'm really excited for you guys to learn all about this organization that I just learned about. Amazing things they're doing. So we're just going to dive right in and start with, Mark, what is your position and how did you come into this organization?
Oh, great. I'm the president of the nonprofit Dads, which is it's a nonprofit that supports and connects fathers and families of individuals with Down syndrome through education, fellowship, shared experience, really so no dad walks this path alone. And how I came into this? Wow. So I moved from Kansas. I'm originally a Nebraska native, lived in Kansas for 20 plus years. And our fourth child has Down syndrome.
Okay.
So Ellie is 22 this month. And when we heard she had Down syndrome, I think they used the term trisomy 21, and I had to look it up.
Okay.
But it was a different diagnosis. It wasn't what we expected with three boys and then a girl. And so fast forward, we moved up to Omaha about 16 years ago, and I happened to be at a Mr. Good Sense getting a sandwich, and I turned around. I was holding my little girl, turned around and saw this guy that was holding a girl that looked just like my girl. And his daughter had Down syndrome, and he happened to be running this little group back then called Dads. And so that's how I got kind of roped into it, went to a meeting or two, and then within a couple years got asked to help lead it.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's crazy how the universe will bring people together.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So tell us, what is Dad's mission overall?
Dad's mission is really to connect with, actually, it's really interesting on my card. I'll just read the mission statement, but I'll summarize it. So our mission is really to assist and support fathers and families of individuals with Down syndrome through fellowship and action. And we'll go through a little bit about like all the different things we do, but primarily we're a support group for men.
Okay.
And let me preface it this way. When men hear the word support group, they usually run.
Yep.
And that's not what this is. This is a place where, like backing up to 22 years ago when I heard the word Down syndrome, I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what I didn't know.
Right.
And this is a great opportunity for people to come together, to walk alongside one another as men, because the ladies have moms groups. They're a different type of maternal instinct with raising their kids. Dads are a little different.
I would imagine it's quite a different environment.
Yeah. So that's really what the mission is. And so we have a lot of different things that we can talk about today that I think might answer some questions about dads. Yeah.
Well, tell us about the programs. What are some of those programs and initiatives that you guys offer?
Yeah. So monthly meetings are really, we meet the last Thursday of the month, January through October.
Okay.
We don't typically meet on Thursday nights and Thanksgiving or Christmas time, November, December, because of the holidays. We do a coffee typically those months where we'll get together for a coffee on a Saturday morning in November, December. But the last Thursday of the month, we've been we had a great partner with DJ's Dugout that gives us a meeting room, and we'll have a number of guys that will show up, and we'll talk about our kiddos, we'll talk about like the shared experiences in life. Typically our introductions start out as, tell us a little bit about, your name, your kiddo, the age, maybe any background of like medical history. And the reason for that is we can't, share it online and email it out. But if people in a meeting room want to share, like my daughter had open heart when she was 4 months old.
Wow.
About 50% of the children with Down syndrome have some of the same heart defects.
Wow.
And so we can connect with one another and say, a new dad that might come in and say, this is what's happening. They're not sure what to expect. We can connect them with somebody that has been there and can walk alongside, maybe give them a little bit of encouragement. But there's a lot of things that are very similar. So that's part of it. I think it's a safe, casual environment where dads can connect. I think one of the things that's really valuable for us is we celebrate the milestones together. And a milestone could be at 2.5 or 3 years old, my child is finally sitting up or walking, and that might not be a big milestone for a typically developed child.
Yeah.
But it's a big milestone for some of our individuals with Down syndrome that might have different developmental abilities.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Every win is a win, right? No matter when it comes, it's still a win.
Yeah, and our dads, actually, what's really neat about it is it's we really get excited about it.
Oh, I love that.
We have had some amazing milestones for some of our kiddos. One of them, a couple years ago, got his Eagle Scout.
Okay.
And an Eagle Scout is a big deal for typically developed individuals.
Any kid, yeah.
Let alone a young man with Down syndrome doing all the work to get there. I was really proud to be invited to his court of honor and celebrate that with him. We have an individual, and we'll talk about it in a little bit about our scholarship program. But she actually is going to the University of Arkansas and was one of our scholarship recipients. And it's just amazing. My daughter's not at college. She's not capable of college. She's fairly nonverbal.
Okay.
But we've got some kiddos that are, and so we celebrate those things together, the different milestones, and we walk along the challenge road with one another too.
Yeah. I love that. Well, you touched on scholarships. So what is the scholarship that you guys give out?
So we have actually two. We have a scholarship called Academic Horizons, which is for post-secondary accredited colleges, university, vocational schools, and it's a $2,000 scholarship to individuals for tuition, books, room and board, however they need to have that spent. They can apply for that annually if they'd like. We've actually this scholarship program was a milestone goal that had been discussed several years ago. We finally got across the finish line just this last year.
Good.
And just this last month have awarded two of those $2,000 scholarships. Yeah, we'll clap for that.
Yeah.
And then we also have an Access and Opportunity Scholarship, which is up to $500 for pretty much anything from therapies to activities to maybe it's a camp or a program that and individuals with Down syndrome, they don't have to have a dad that's in dads. If they find we want to get the word out about the scholarships. We want to let individuals in and around the Omaha metro area, even over to Lincoln area, know that we have these programs.
Absolutely.
And that we've been really grateful because of the fundraising that we've done with our annual golf outing. We want to do more so that we can give more away.
Yep.
So
absolutely. That's always the goal, right?
Yeah.
So with wanting to get the word out to other cities like Lincoln or other surrounding areas, are they able to come and be in those groups, or do you guys have like a remote option?
Well, it's interesting. During COVID, of course, we had remote.
Yep.
I remember one of the times, and we actually had a dad's meeting outside my house around the fire pit because it was like we were tired of being just online,
Just locked up, crazy.
Tired of that screen, and we had actually an amazing turnout, probably one of the better turnouts we've ever had because
everyone was
bring a lawn chair, come hang out. Here's a cooler.
6 feet away from me.
Yeah. It was, it was like that. So, but anyone could come. Actually, showing up is maybe the hardest thing for people. It's just come. So, at our support meetings too, we have education. We have guest speakers from therapies to educational, financial individuals to come talk about like the ABLE Act, for example, is how can individuals with special needs have money in an account for them, yet not too much money where they're not eligible for some of the other supplemental security income, SSI, or those things.
Okay.
And so we've had financial advisors that have come and spoken, people that talk about guardianship for individuals that are older. We also have like learning centers and things like that will come and speak. And so it's Special Olympics comes probably annually, it seems like, to tell us about their programs.
Okay.
And so we have guest speakers that come and join us. Not every meeting, because some meetings we just want to have the fellowship and the camaraderie with one another.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
And just have some of those tough conversations in the safe space.
Yeah, tough conversations, a lot of laughs sometimes.
Good.
You get to know one another. If it weren't for that third 21st chromosome. If it weren't for that extra chromosome, some of us would have never met one another.
Isn't that crazy?
It's really crazy.
And I'm glad you brought that up. So I learned just a little bit before we started here what your logo is.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I would love if you could tell everyone what the arrows mean on the logo.
Yeah, so it's interesting. So the arrows on our dad's logo are really, they represent, blue and yellow actually is kind of like the trademark colors of Down syndrome.
Okay.
And the three arrows are really, they are, I don't even know where the history of the lucky few is what it's called. In many tattoos, people have tattoos with the lucky few, and you probably can't see that. That are three arrows kind of in an uplifting fashion. And it just creates a great conversation piece for people. But if you see those three arrows uplifting, it's often a trademark of Down syndrome. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I did not know that until maybe 20 minutes ago.
Learn something new.
Right.
Yeah.
Always trying to learn.
I got something else you might not know.
Ooh, okay, hit me with it.
There's a lot of novelty license plates out there. Have you seen the Down syndrome awareness license plates?
I have.
Those actually started from our dad's group.
Oh, wow.
So you want to hear the history?
Yeah, tell me everything.
So it was really kind of cool. In about 2017, Mike Adams, who was one of our co-founders, and we were probably having a beer, probably. And
guys being guys.
Yeah, guys being guys. And we were talking about like some of the different license plates that are coming out, and you see, and he goes, how come there's not a Down syndrome one? And I said, well, what do we want to do about it? And so we looked it up, and Mike did a little bit of the work with regard to, like, in Nebraska, you could petition and you could collect prepaid applications. And back then, I think they were $70 per application.
Okay.
And you had to have, I think it was 250 prepaid.
Wow.
So we, from 2017 to 2019, we worked really hard to try to get enough applications to submit to the state. And we didn't get there. We got to, I think, about 100 of prepaid applications throughout the state. And then we had to hit pause, and we had to refund all of those back. No. Because it was just discouraging after 2 years of working on this and just not getting enough interest to get there. But then that July, of 2019 July, we had a state senator, late Rick Kowalski, who passed away in 25. Okay. He came and joined one of our dad's meetings. It was one of our outdoor picnic ones where we grill and hang out outside, and he was our guest speaker, and he wanted to learn about dads. We love it when legislators want to learn about our little nonprofit.
Absolutely.
Well, Senator Kowalski actually agreed to sponsor a bill for Down syndrome awareness license plates.
Wow.
Fast forward to February of 2020, we had a small group of us that went, let me back up. We had a lobby firm that donated their time to help us prepare testimony to go to the unicameral and present and testimony on behalf of the license plates, why one more vanity license plate was valuable, and more about Down syndrome. And so February 2020, we went and provided that testimony. Later that year, the bill was passed, and in January of 21, the license plates were on the streets.
Wow.
So, and I get really
accomplishment.
It was really cool, and it's like this little small dads group. I see them all the time around the streets, and quite honestly, I'll honk my horn and wave at people that have them. They don't even know why I'm waving.
They just think you're friendly Midwestern guy.
Who's this guy? Until they see your license plate, and then they wave, right?
Oh, then they get it.
But that's one of the other things
awesome.
I think from an advocacy standpoint that we think is we're really proud about the advocacy, not just that, but also just encouraging dads to be a strong advocate for their child. Like in education, there's something when you're 3 and older called the IEP, which is an individual education plan in schools. It describes the goals and the things that you want for your individual with special needs. Okay. And we want dads to feel like they can be an advocate in those meetings to say, these are the goals we're trying to accomplish. As a school system, these are the therapies, there's a speech, this is how often. And sometimes dads have to be tough. because you have to be an advocate for those individuals that don't have a voice.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's hard for anyone, but I'm assuming there's a lot more layers that make this even tougher. So I love that you guys are working with them on that. And I just love the idea of dads coming together, right? Like there's a lot of mom groups, but you don't hear about a lot of dad groups. Yeah. I know they're out there, but I love that you guys have one at the forefront of this mission.
Yeah.
I think it's just a beautiful thing.
There's people that have fantasy football and different things so they can get around. We're all passionate about different things.
Yeah.
But that was just one that jumped in my head. But
that's a very common one.
But dads is actually a brotherhood. It's really interesting. Just last week was our dads meeting for April, last Thursday of the month. And you just get around, you show up, and it's just awesome to see some of the guys that you probably would have never connected with had they not been at maybe a place of worship together, or a workplace together, or your kids around the ball field together. And so it's just really neat to just share life with one another and celebrate again those, sometimes even the small milestones. Those are just so meaningful.
Absolutely.
Last week, actually, one of the dads, ironically, he shared that they just had their first IEP meeting with their preschooler, and some of the guys kind of chuckled and said, "Oh, you're just getting started, because you're going to be doing this until you're 21." So
some of them know.
Yeah. And so it's kind of like, I felt like it went good. Well, they're not always going to go good.
Well,
maybe they will.
Know that, up front, right? Get your expectations where they should be.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, good for him for taking the first step and being excited about it. I love that.
Yeah.
And I'm glad you guys were all there to celebrate with him, but also keep him grounded.
Yeah, he actually had that look like, oh my gosh. We said, no, it's not going to be that bad. But like, we want to encourage people to be out in front of if they don't think something's right, ask questions.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and you can ask questions around the peer group of dads, ask questions in those meetings. Other things we do as a dads group too, and this is probably really important for people to understand, is we don't want any activity that dads does to be a burden or a cost for anyone attending a dads event. So Dad's Fundraising helps sponsor all the activities we do, not just from our support meetings, but to the things that, like, each summer we have a summer picnic. We have a Smash Park day for the families to be able to come to Smash Park, and that's really cool to see the kids play pickleball or go to the gaming area or cornhole, or and the taco bar is always usually a big hit.
Oh yeah, who doesn't love tacos?
Yeah, and some of them are walking tacos. Let's just be honest, because they grab them and they move around.
Yep.
But we've done campouts at Mahoney State Park as a group. Siblings are invited, families are invited. We've also done like a fishing clinic with one of the other nonprofits, where we just simply want to live life together and get the families involved and really integrate our special needs kiddos into life. So
yeah. Oh, I love that. That's awesome. And it does affect the whole family.
It does.
So I'm glad that you guys bring that aspect in, so everyone can experience life together without feeling alienated in any way.
Yeah.
That's always the one thing that's
it's really interesting. And this might be a little more personal, but like I've got I have three sons. My middle son, who is older because I'm older, they have. He was dating a young lady. And she said, "Hey, I want you to know, on date number 2, I'm adopting a special needs girl." And my son basically thought, well, no big deal. I've got a sister with Down syndrome.
Yeah.
And that probably would have changed some other people's lives.
Probably.
But because of the influence of living life with an individual with Down syndrome, back to the picnics, back to the, getting, all of us ingrained together, I think probably influenced my son's life. So it's even beyond just simply a dad's meeting or something like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that'll apply to anybody else, but certainly did in our life. Yeah.
And that's awesome. I love that he's so open to everything like that, and he understands the nuances that come with it.
Well, and even last September they adopted a second special needs girl from India as well. So they are just an amazing family, but that's beyond dads, but it's still, special needs individuals. So
yeah, I love that. So tell us, what are some of your organization's goals or challenges going on right now?
Yeah, great. So one of the goals I mentioned earlier is our scholarship program. We got that across the finish line, and that was a multi-year activity. We have on our scholarship committee, we have a board member, Michael, who is a dad who appreciates Down syndrome. He doesn't have a child with Down syndrome, but he's on our special needs committee, or our scholarship committee, which gives us really an unbiased approach as a scholarship, as we award scholarships. But we're just so grateful. He has a wife that is a special ed teacher, and he just wanted to get involved in the community. And his wife taught my daughter in grade school. And so somehow it came up. He reached out and said, "Hey, can I serve on your board?" And we said, "Funny you should ask. We have a new scholarship committee. We're trying to put together a board. We got a board seat for you." And so, so Michael's been awesome there. But this last year, we worked really hard to get the scholarship program off the ground. Kind of forced it out really, and said, "Let's. We don't want perfect to be the enemy of good. We need to get this out to the community, get the words out." And so we're grateful. We've already got two awards that we've given. We want to give way more. We just need to get the word out. So a goal and a challenge is getting the word out for that. The challenge then again is the fundraising, ongoing fundraising. We'll talk about it in a minute, but our Mike Adams Memorial Divots for Down Syndrome is our annual golf outing, which is our only fundraiser for dads.
Oh, okay.
We've been really blessed that we only have to do one major fundraiser. Yeah, you got the cup with the logo on there.
Yeah, I got a gift today.
Yeah. Well, I'll give it out to anyone that wants to know more about dads.
Perfect.
But I think one of the challenges that continued fundraising and how to get the community, we have great turnout for the golfers, but we need to make sure we continue to have the prizes for raffles, the silent auction items, the things that help drive more giving.
Yes, absolutely.
And I know you know what that's like in your world.
Yes, all too well. So is the golf tournament in the fall or right now?
Yeah, actually it's usually in September each year.
Okay.
This is the 16th year.
Wow.
We've been up at Indian Creek Golf Course in Elkhorn area every year. They've been really a great host for us. People kind of synonymously, our outing is there. And we end up usually with almost 180 golfers, which closes all three courses. It's this year it's September 10th. It's a Thursday typically. And we're grateful that it's up there. And so yeah, it'll be a fall outing. Now, you never know, it's Nebraska. We have had snow. We've had thunderstorms. We had a tornado warning one year where everyone had to come back to the clubhouse till it passed and leave some great memories.
Yes, exactly.
For the golf outing. Yeah.
You're right. You never know, but you make it work in the moment. That's what's important.
Yeah.
So that's your upcoming event. What about ways for people to get involved?
Great. So probably got several ways. First of all, if you're a dad, just show up. That's the biggest thing. Step up. We have had moms that have seen it because there's Down Syndrome Alliance of the Midlands is a larger Down syndrome support organization. Underneath them, they have a moms group and a grands group. Our Dads is its own 501c3 nonprofit. Okay. We're unique in that way that that we have our own group, and we want to get the word out. And so sometimes moms will actually say, "Hey, I saw this, honey. You need to go to the dads meeting." Great, just show up.
Go check it out. Yeah.
If you're not a father of an individual with Down syndrome, you can still be a dad appreciating Down syndrome. Okay. So share about dads. You heard about this group. Share it at your place of worship, at your workplace. At the baseball stand or wherever you are. If you see an individual with Down syndrome, let them know about dads. I think other things, if you're a business owner, a couple things. Let your HR department know about this nonprofit because there may be someone in your organization with Down syndrome. And we'd love to let them know. We're happy to come talk to businesses about dads and share more. If you're a business owner and you want to donate to dads, it's a nonprofit donation. It's taxable. We'd love you to sponsor our golf outing, donate a prize. For the broader community, we look for simple raffle ticket items like gift cards from restaurants, or maybe a larger silent auction item that we can actually have for the fundraising benefits. Those are, I think, some of the biggest ways. We just need that community support for our little tiny group.
Yeah. And at your golf tournament, do you guys have volunteer opportunities as well?
We do. We actually had, last year it was funny, NFM was a sponsor last year, and it was interesting to see some of their C-suite actually participate in volunteering.
Oh, that's awesome.
Helping with check-in golfers, helping to drive some of the on-site raffle tickets, for 50-50 putt or those types of things. And so one was a photographer that was going around the course taking pictures.
Oh, cool.
One year we had a professional photographer that actually volunteered their time to come take pictures and then put an online photo area for us, which was fantastic too.
Yeah.
So
you want to commemorate those moments.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
There's usually some great pictures there. So
good. Yeah. So you'll have to go to their website, their social media, look at the pictures so you can get involved this year.
Yeah.
That's my plug.
Dads, it's really simple. DADS Omaha. So dadsomaha.org. And actually, my favorite spot on the website is to go and look at Meet the Dads. If you go to Meet the Dads, you'll see images of some of our kiddos and a quick sentence or two about what inspires us about our kid. If that doesn't move you, you don't have a pulse.
Right. I did go through and read it when I originally found out about you guys. Thank you, Derek. And I ended up, I'm a crybaby. I think our viewers know that by now. But I was sitting there like, oh my God, all these dads and their kids are so cute. And I knew I just had to be on the show.
It's really interesting. We have ages from people that come to a dad's meeting when they get a prenatal diagnosis. And so we have individuals that will come like, my baby's due in May or June or what, and I don't know what I don't know.
Yeah.
And we have the oldest attending dad has a 35-year-old right now.
Wow.
And so it's really
the gamut.
huge gamut. And it's neat because the older ones, we love looking back at the memories of.
Yeah.
And we can share. We also get motivated too. So it's a two-way street.
That's great.
Yeah.
I'm so impressed with what you guys are doing. I truly love it. I think it's an amazing thing, and I hope that any dad watching knows that they can join and have a safe space. Or any moms, push your husbands out, right? They need friends.
Push your husbands out. Yeah. Last Thursday of the month, send them to DJ's Dugout.
There you go. Which DJs?
We are at 114th and just north of Dodge.
Okay, so
right
the Miracle Hills?
Miracle Hills area. Yeah, they've been really a gracious sponsor or a helper or partner, if you call it. And then we get to one of their meeting rooms. Even on Thursday night football game days, or in March this year, there was a basketball game. Nebraska was playing, and we still had our meeting room.
That's awesome.
So
they are tried and true. I love it.
So can I give a couple final thoughts?
Yes, please do.
Is it time for that?
Yeah, time ran off. That's actually exactly what I was going to say. So you're perfect.
I think no dad expects this journey. And it can be overwhelming. You hear the word Down syndrome. Don't get down. I think we've got dads that want to walk alongside you the way dads can. We want to be able to help lift you up. We can relate. And we also want to celebrate, I think, with you. And I think the last thing I'll leave you with, and this is probably personal too, is I have learned so much more probably from Ellie, our daughter with Down syndrome, than I did with my sons. And it wasn't just a girl thing versus a boy thing. The way they imitate, the simple things in life sometimes. My daughter gives the most amazing hugs. And so I think there's inspiration there. So there's so many more things to be uplifted by if you're in this community. And we just want to have dads show up. We want to have the community continue to just get behind us so we can keep doing the amazing things we're doing.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah.
We'll make sure that your social media is tagged so everyone can go check you out and give you a follow, share the mission with, everyone that you mentioned to share the mission with. And then we'll sign off for today, but catch us on the next episode and reach out to dads so you can get involved in golf.